So I heard this word a lot. They don't assimilate. What kind of beautiful culture you have that I should assimilate? The culture that leave their parents in the nursing home, neglect emotionally, physically, and financially. This woman had you in her tummy for 9 months, raised you without question. This man put a food in your table and you put them in nursing home because you no longer need them. So you're gonna ship them to nursing home, or you're gonna leave the house that you grew up in. And when they call you and they wanna hear from you, you will get agitated and say, what do you need? Why? Why are you calling? Is that culture where you want me to assimilate? No, thank you. I have a Quran who guides me to teach me how to take care of my parents, neighbors, and loved ones. This culture is a broken system.
Okay, so clearly you arrived in this country not all that long ago, and not only do you not want to assimilate, but you think you're too good to assimilate because you think that this is a broken system. You also come from a community that has proven its willingness to attempt to defraud that system. In other words, you, like the rest of your community, have proven that you don't care about our Constitution, our way of life, and you would prefer instead to be governed by the Quran, which in of itself is a violation of your oath of citizenship if you even have that. So why not do something that everybody here would actually just appreciate a whole lot? That is being honest about why you're here, because all the rest of the stuff you described, you can do all that back in Somalia. Just admit that you want our land, our stuff, and you want that system. You want that system to profit off of because that system does not exist in Somalia. That system exists here because it was built here by us, the people that you are mocking. Us. We built this country. We built the system that you are so intent on maligning, and then we invited you in. So if you want to take advantage of that, and I don't mean take advantage in the fraud, scam kind of way we've been seeing in Minnesota, maybe you should try showing some effing gratitude. Thanks.
These people been here for 30 years. And for 30 years, they refuse to assimilate. As a matter of fact, they done turned Minnesota into Little Somalia. Even changed the flag of Minnesota to reflect Somalia. They wasn't trying to be Americans. They were trying to recreate home. But when you tell them it's time to go home, suddenly it's a problem. When you say it's time to pack your bags because your temporary protection is over, honey. It's time to pack your bags and go home. Now suddenly it's a problem. Oh, we Americans though. We Americans. Since when? You ain't never tried to be American. You tried to change America. You tried to create your own little Somalia that you could safely have things your way in. Well, we're telling you that we don't want our cities changed into Somalia. We're going to give you a bus ride, a plane ride, a boat ride, and everything else you need until you back safely in Somalia. And let's hope them boats don't get pirated along the way.
Guys, Somalis are having a very hard time in America, like for real. You know, there is a video circulating around, actually, a couple of videos circulating around with this Somali saying that, well, we are in America, but you know what? We are gonna do whatever we want to do in your country, and there is nothing you Americans can do about it. So apparently some Americans are seeing this as arrogance of the highest order, ignorance of American customs. And they are confessing that they won't assimilate. Whatever the case, whatever the people want to say, they won't assimilate to American customs and American laws and the Constitution. And the Americans are being disturbed by this. They are putting Somalis on a very high-end lecture on why they should assimilate to American custom and they should realize they are immigrants. And they are also reminding the Somalis that if they don't want to assimilate, well, they can as well take a one-way ticket to their pretty country, Somalia, and go do the things that they want to do there. If they don't want to follow the American Constitution, if they don't want to follow the law And if they will continue this habit of their arrogance, people are literally trying to tell them that they are in a foreign country, but they are very arrogant, and their arrogance it also needs to be studied. This is according to Americans. And in this video, let's watch how Americans are literally reminding these Somalis and putting them on a very high-end lecture and on a very tough reality check about their arrogance and ignorance and avoiding American custom and not assimilating. Then we shall be commenting about it.
In case you did not know, Somalis are notorious for looting, stealing, their piracy, very well known for. They marry children, they don't have women's rights, women can't vote. And when you import a bunch of them into the middle of Minnesota in our country, they're going to do the same thing. They are going to steal. They are going to... It's so crazy that we've done this. They're not going to assimilate. They are just going to find a stronghold of a shared community of values that they have, Somali values in a Western culture, and they're going to do the same thing. They're going to cut off female genitalia because 99% of Somali women have done that, or I guess had that done to them. They are going to steal. Again, what do you think of when you think of Somalia? Piracy. Which is exactly what we are seeing, because in case you did not know, there is currently a massive investigation into this Medicaid fraud scheme amongst the Somali community in our country. They're making fraudulent claims and they are stealing from the taxpayers. They're stealing from our government. And if that wasn't bad enough, it has been reported that we are the largest funder of Al-Shabaab, their terror group back in Somalia. Yeah, they've been defrauding the US government and then sending it to our enemy. And we are at work paying for it. Calling this out, it's not racist, it's not xenophobic, it's not being anti-Somali. It's saying, hey, I actually think Western culture, the freedoms that we have, are superior. I would much rather live in a country where I have a voice, where I can vote, where my genitals aren't removed, where I could wear what I want, practice what religion I want. I think that's a superior way of life. And the people in Somalia do not think that's a superior way of life. They are coming here to change it and expecting anything else from a group of people that have not changed in their home country and then bringing them here and thinking they're going to change here. It's insane. It's insanity. And it's going to be the end of our freedoms. We cannot tolerate a group of people who do not tolerate our freedoms. It's not racist. That's not xenophobic to say. It's the truth, and we better start saying it. And the option of doing nothing about this isn't there. Bye-bye. Thank you, Trump.
They come in peace. Really?
Muslims go and conquer the adjacent country. What do? We kill them all? No. The Prophet says, the first thing you do is call them to Islam. If they accept it, leave them. Khalas, they're Muslims. We go. If they refuse, then tell them to pay taxation, jizya. If they refuse, then we have to fight. And if we fight you, then we capture you, you become our slaves, and we take your land, and you take where, because you refuse, I give you two good options.
Oh man, the grace in this. Two amazing options that nobody could refuse. You better believe us, or we tax you, and if that still doesn't work, then you. Because nothing says we are a peaceful community like you better convert or else. But hey, we all get to sleep really good tonight knowing that you got two options or else. And you want to know what I love even more? That this wasn't a random individual talking about their heart, what their word, what their God says. This is one of their own exposing themselves. Let me know what you think in the comment section below.
Do you know what the predominant religion is in Somalia? Take a guess. Islam. Over 99% of the population. You guessed it.
Somalis are not terrorizing this nation. We are helping it thrive. Somalis have always seen themselves as a fabric of this nation.
Are you sure about that, Ilhan Omar? You want to retract that statement? Nope. All right, let's pull up some facts, shall we? Let's pull up some more. Right. Helping America thrive. Here's where my problem lies. Ilhan Omar is always talking negatively about America, the country that she resides in, and she's always speaking highly about Somalia. You know, the country that she won't go back to. It's amazing how much high esteem Somalia gets when it's coming out of her mouth, just speaking about it, when in actuality, here are the facts about Somalia. So for starters, the United States listed Somalia as a level 4 risk. It's the highest level of advisory. Do not travel there. They're saying it's high crimes, high terrorism, don't forget kidnapping and piracy. Also, forgive me for my pronunciation, but Al-Shabaab conducts terrorism attacks, bombings in Mogadishu. So that's Somalia. Organized crime is very prevalent. It's a hub for human trafficking, illicit network. Oh yeah, and we can't forget in Somalia, there's weak governance. They have poor law enforcement, and also some areas are heavily restricted and governed by Sharia law. Human trafficking, arms trafficking, sexual violence, piracy. Shall I go on? And it is a fact, not an opinion or a feeling. It is an objective fact. It's one of the most dangerous countries in the entire world. Obviously, not all Somalis are pirates or all these other criminals, right? But when you have a large portion of people doing something and you bring that over to another place, chances are it's going to continue. Never in the history of ever have I seen a third world country come to a first world country and the first world country get better and improve when they don't assimilate, which we see so often within their religion. And people will call me Islamophobic. That word is fake. It's made up by Muslim Brotherhood, first and foremost, and it's created to just deflect and to not take accountability for whenever they do mess up. When you break down Islam, yes, people should definitely be afraid of Islam. They should be afraid of Sharia law coming to America, to the Western nations. They should definitely be afraid of women losing their rights, the right to vote, having half a brain in their religion. Mind you, my father is Muslim, okay? I grew up in an Islamic home. I had the hijab. I went to the mosques. They separated the women from the men. The girls could not even shake men's hands. They were considered less than. I'm a lefty. I'm left-handed, right? And guess what? This is considered an unclean hand. My own father would try to force me to use this hand to eat and write with. So I don't care about white liberals, people coming, Muslims coming to me, telling me that it's Islamophobic to stand up for women, to say we don't want Sharia law in Western nations, we don't want crimes, we don't want oppression to come to our countries. If you guys love your country so much, go back to those countries. Stop bringing your values and beliefs to another country and expecting other people to conform to them. And last thing I'll address regarding President Trump, I would have used a different choice of words. However, he had a point. As any rational human being would be able to see, Somalia is definitely a dangerous country. Here's the ironic part. So we have celebrities, right? And we have Tim Walz denouncing President Trump's remarks about calling Elon Omar garbage and Somalia garbage, right? Did they denounce when Biden called millions of Trump supporters garbage, though?
Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is just supporters.
Yeah, it's giving selective outrage, right? If it doesn't fit their narrative or their agenda, they're denouncing, they're upset, they're gonna say it's bad, but you know, if it's coming from Trump, evil, it's evil. But if it's coming from Biden or anyone that's on their side, it's permissible. The hypocrisy, that's all I'm saying. All right, alrighty.
So what she's basically saying, and again, let me preface this by saying that if somebody is here in the United States of America and they're embracing the culture and they're respecting our laws and they stand up for the flag and, you know, they acknowledge the fact that they are here based off of privilege and standing on the shoulders of people that have warred, fought, and has progressed this country, sometimes not so much agreeing with how things are going, especially when it came to diversity, equity, and inclusion. But, you know, in a general sense, we fight for betterment. And a lot of times it's not always pretty. But then you come over and you take advantage of what happens here in the United States of America, while at the same time disrespecting us, and then won't even go back to your own country to make it better, but send resources that you've acquired here and then feel entitled to be taken care of by American taxpayers. And so what I've seen is people that are finessing the system, people that have taken advantage of American taxpayers. When you're talking about amongst the highest of people in the United States of America that is on government food stamps and welfare, that is not contributing into the country. And we need to start vetting more effectively for the people that come over here, because we should not be made to take care of people that are over here while at the same time being disrespected. I don't think that that's too much to ask for us to be prioritizing the best and the brightest. And I don't really care about your past circumstances unless
it is coming with some kind of crime or all of that type of stuff. But to come over here and to say that we're supposed to embrace your culture while you basically take over an entire city, and then massive fraud is being discovered the entire time. And not only that, but it's being hidden. And you have people that are apologizing, liberals that are apologizing on your behalf, while at the same time you finessing taxpayers. It's almost like me thanking you for robbing me, and then I have to make sure that you're comfortable while you're doing it. And I think that this is incredibly disrespectful.
You know, as I always tell you guys, and I will always remind my Somali brothers and sisters and any other immigrant who is in a foreign country, you know, they say when you go to Rome, do what the Romans do. If you don't want to do what the Romans do, then stick in your country, because you will be in your own Rome, and you will do what your own Romans do. In short, when these immigrants, I'm not speaking about Somalis, I'm speaking about immigrants in general. When we go to other people's country, we need to follow their customs. We need to follow their rules. We should remember that our country's constitution and their country's constitution, they are two very different things. Apart from maybe 2 or 3 articles that may make us similar, but it's a very different constitution. When it comes to matters of law, the laws that we do follow in our country and the laws that we follow in our foreign country, it's a very different. So in short, when you go to Rome, do what the Romans do. We are in America. Americans do ABCD. You should follow what Americans do. It's not all about religion, but it's all about American custom. So my Somali brothers and sisters who are literally saying that they can't dominate to, actually, some of them are even trying to assimilate. We've seen a video that I've posted. Majority of them, they are saying they are here to conquer. Yeah, they are here to teach the Americans what their forefathers couldn't teach them. They are here to be like freeloaders. They are living very lavishly with taxpayers' money. And you know, such things are the things that are making Americans pissed. In short, it's not all about religion. It's about an individual, a community that is considered as a minority or an immigrant or a foreigner. They should assimilate, follow American laws and the Constitution. Because if they want to do the things that they are doing in their country, like the things they've just mentioned about what the Somalis does in their country, they can't do that in America, because America is another country. So if they want to do the things that they are doing in America right now, then personally, I think they are correct. They should just take a one-way ticket back to the Middle East or somewhere in Mogadishu and go and do the things that they want to do there. But for the distinguished few Somalis, you know, it's not like every Somali is doing this, by the way. We have some very, very, very good Somalis. We have some very, very disciplined Somalis. They know we are Somalis, but they also reckon that they are in another country. They follow the rules, law and order of America, and they realize that they are in another people's country. Their reputation is being destroyed by the distinguished few. It's not every Somali that does this, by the way. It is just the distinguished few who makes the whole Somali community look like now the Somali community should be considered bad. No, it is the distinguished few who are maybe, hard-headed. They don't want to assimilate. They don't want to follow the laws and the Constitution of America. The distinguished few. So my American brothers and sisters, you should actually know that we have some Somalis who are literally dragging the whole community into this mess. And it doesn't mean that if one Somali or 2 or 3 does a mistake, it's the whole Somali community. And my Somali brothers and sisters, remember, you are in a foreign country. And when you go to Rome, well, it's just simple. Do what the Romans do, or take a one-way ticket back to your country. There will be free. Tell me what you think about this discussion, guys, in the comments.